Class reductionism is a term that gets thrown around a lot when talking about identity politics on the left. I'm going to talk about what class reductionism is, what it is not, and why it should be avoided. All sources mentioned will be linked in the description. According to the Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy, reductionists are those who take one theory or phenomena to be reducible to some other theory or phenomena. In other words, reductionism is the idea that one model or theory can be fully explained in terms of an underlying model or theory. This is not an inherently fallacious concept, as some theories actually can be fully explained in terms of other underlying theories. For example, a reductionist view of chemistry would postulate that chemical reactions are reducible to physics, and this would not be incorrect. Class reductionism is the idea that all social issues can be reduced to economic issues. A class reductionist might argue that feminism is unnecessary because patriarchy is caused by class oppression, and we should therefore focus only on fighting capitalism. Class reductionism is not the idea that economics are primary or ultimately determinate. To say that fighting economic exploitation is more important than fighting discrimination because economic exploitation is more consequential to marginalized communities than discrimination is not class reductionism. This doesn't make it correct, but calling it class reductionism would demonstrate a clear misunderstanding of what this term means. Now that we've established a clear definition of class reductionism, let us examine why genuine class reductionism should be avoided. If society can be fully explained in terms of economics, then economics must be the only determining element of society. This would mean that every activity, institution, and interaction, if it was to have any determinate outcome, would have to be an economic activity, institution, or interaction. This is self-evidently false. Philosophical theories, doctrines of organized religion, and even elements of political organization, such as laws, constitutions, and judicial structures, can have consequence far beyond their economic capacity. They may have economic origins and interact with economics, but they are themselves distinct elements of society. To define these elements as economic would be to stretch the definition of economics to the point that the distinction between what is and isn't economic would become meaningless. I will end by reading an excerpt from an 1890 letter from Engels to Joseph Bloch on this very issue. According to the materialist conception of history, the ultimately determining element in history is the production and reproduction of real life. Other than this, neither Marx nor I have asserted. Hence, if somebody twists this into saying that the economic element is the only determining one, he transforms this proposition into a meaningless, abstract, senseless phrase. The economic situation is the basis, but the various elements of the superstructure also exercise their influence upon the course of the historical struggle, and in many cases are preponderant in determining their form.